Well, oh, don't mind my hair again. I tell you, I need a haircut. I definitely need a haircut because I can't stand in my face. Mercy was here a minute ago, and she was all over me and getting in the way. And finally, she decided she was done fighting with me, and she left. Oh, let me see here. That's a little bit better. Yeah. Well, I tell you, just finished eating lunch, though. Yeah, the weather is rather unpredictable today. We had some serious storm blow through this morning. I got up. I've been sleeping in lately. I think I got up about 5:30, um, which I probably would have gotten up sooner, except uh, I got woke up earlier in the morning, and my little dog, and so I it was too early to stay up, so I went back to bed, and I tried to stay in bed. Oh, but then if I'm not up by a certain time, then the cats give me grief if they happen to be in the house. And just so happened that Angel was in the house. So she was giving me grief. So it's like, okay, I'm up. I'm up. I hope it doesn't get too stuffy up here because I turned my fan off. Um, I figured it was going to be too noisy. So um, I have it sucking the hot air out. Maybe I should still have it on since I'm up here talking. Oh, anyway, yeah, I was gonna do a live stream down in the garden. And I thought, oh, it would be so nice. It's nice and mild and comfortable. And I figured, well, I better check AccuWeather just to be sure. Sure enough, they're calling for a thunderstorm right about now. So, not sure if we're going to get it. Okay. Oh, hello, Mercy. You decided to come back? Yeah, it's kind of iffy as to whether or not we actually get it. There was one that blew through about an hour ago. It went south of us. Actually, it started coming in north. You really want to come up here? Come on. Come on. Better I pick you up than have you claw me. Oh, I tell you. So, hello, Mercy. She's getting big, aren't you? Getting big? Hmm? Hard to believe that she's that little kitten that I found with skin and bones. Yeah, she certainly put the weight on, that's for sure. Yeah. Still has the motor, though. That has not changed. But the funny thing is with her, she was supposed to be a barn cat. Mm-hmm. And softy that I am, when it got cold and I picked her up and she was shivering, I said, okay, that's it. I was going to let her in. Since I didn't have electric run to the barn. Yeah, I still don't have electric run to the barn. Make my life so much easier if it was. Um, but yeah. So I let her in, and now she spends more time in the house than Angel does. Angel will stay in the house if it's inclement weather or if it's cold out. But if it's nice, she's out and she prefers it. Maybe that's because she used to be a city cat. Yeah, she's loving the country life. This one, on the other hand, she's like, I want to be in with you. The thing is, when she's up here, I can get nothing done. Yeah, and I don't really like being licked. Okay? Everything wants to lick me, you know? Gracie's not so bad now, but the goats are licking me, and Chucky is licking me. Oh, I can't stand a cow's tongue. Oh, but he wants to lick me sometimes. It's like, no, I don't want you licking me. Um, she is a real licker. She really likes to lick. So, anyway, okay, Mercy, you go get on the bed. There you go. Okay. Hopefully she'll stay over there. Oh, now I got cat hair. So anyway, yeah. So because the weather, I'm not going to go down in the garden. I've got 2 beds planted. I got 2 more to do, and then I got the hillside to do. If I get another bed built and filled, I'll plant more. I'm just trying to get done what I can, and time is running out very quickly. It's been a crazy time for us this last 2 weeks. As you notice, I did not do a live stream last week, and that is because I was heavily texting my son. And I was not going to be distracted. So my son has moved to Canada. Cat hair. He left a week ago on Wednesday. And I think I mentioned it in another live stream real briefly. His father was not happy. I was not happy with how, under the conditions that he went. Okay, I had already told him when he said he was going to go that as much as I didn't want him to go, I thought he needed to go. So it was kind of one of those things that you're just not too sure about. You know, you got mixed emotions. So he did finally decide that a week ago Wednesday was the day he was going. By hook or by crook. He was threatening to hitchhike if he couldn't get the bus. He got the bus, thankfully. So he traveled the bus the whole time. That was a long bus trip. I don't know how good a sleep he got when he was traveling at night. There was at least one whole night that he traveled, and you're in the seat in the bus. So I don't know how well he slept, but anyway, he got there, and he kept telling his father that he did the research, and they could not turn him away because he was Canadian. They had to let him in the country. They could not deny him entry. And his father kept saying that, oh, they're not gonna let you in. They're gonna send you back, and all this stuff. You know, that they're probably gonna send you back to Bangor, and you have to find another way home. Oh, he was. This is what my husband does. Okay. So anyway, my son had done the research, and he said that they cannot deny him entry. He is not vaccinated, thankfully. And I say thankfully because I personally do not trust the vaccines. Everybody that has, I can't say everybody, okay. Most people who are getting sick with the COVID these days are the vaccinated. Not saying that the unvaccinated are not getting it. It's just the higher percentage is the vaccinated. It's like, what's the point in putting that in your body if it's not going to do the job that they were saying it was supposed to do? So, sorry, if it's not going to do what they say it's going to do, I ain't putting it in my body, and I'm hoping and praying my son does not. So, but it's his choice, it's his body. Okay. So anyway, so he's not vaccinated, but they could not deny him entry. So he did take a COVID test the day before he crossed the border, or was it the day? Anyway, he got the results back in less than 2 hours, and it was negative, as I knew it would be. You know, for one thing, my son has been on antivirals since before COVID started. Okay. His eye doctor put him on it because he was being treated for shingles. Okay. And then I suspect that he kept him on it because it wasn't long after that he was still on the medication for that, and the COVID started coming in. I suspect that he just continued it as a precaution for him, since he was already on it anyway. That's my suspicion. That's not what I've been told or anything. It's just my suspicion, because usually you're not on those things for very long. That's what I've been told anyway. I don't know if that's true. So anyway, so I knew he probably wasn't going to get it. Okay. It's just, he had everything going in his favor in the sense that he wasn't going to have it. So he had the one test before he crossed the border. It was negative. But they still have the requirement up there that if you're not vaccinated, you have to be in quarantine for 2 weeks, 14 days. And it's like, really? Down here in the States, I believe it's 5 days. It might be 6, but I'm pretty sure it's 5 days now. So I don't know why they're dragging their feet. They're not changing things. Well, that's another story. I'm not going to go there. Anyway, so because of his status, the Canadian Red Cross is paying for him to stay in a hotel for 2 weeks, and they are feeding him. And actually, they're feeding him better than I fed him. They're feeding him better than we are eating now. I told him he's going to have to go on a diet when he gets out of there. But they do give him some prepackaged stuff like granola bars and candies and whatever. And I suggest him, hang on to that kind of stuff that won't spoil, that will keep. Okay, stick it away. And I mean, if you need it later on, then you have it. No sense in throwing it away, and just eat the stuff that will spoil. Of course, now the only thing is he's not eating the broccoli. Apparently, they're feeding him a lot of broccoli, and he's not eating it. It's my son. So anyway, so like I said, the Canadian Red Cross is paying for it. And it's because they require it. So he's got 1 more week to go, and then he's on his own. But he's got some things lined up for when he gets out, and I'm confident. I mean, he'll make his way. And I think the best thing for him is to be out on his own. I really do. I just wish he was a lot closer, for obvious reasons. Because I don't know if I'll ever see him on this earth again. Okay, that's the mother. That's the mother in me. But we communicate. My pastor's wife this morning asked me if I had heard from him, and I said, oh yeah, I hear from him every day. Every day we have a little texting a little bit, we're just texting right now because I don't know how calling would affect our phone bill. But texting, I'm pretty sure we can still do that. So he has to switch over to a Canadian system, I think, when he gets out of quarantine. But since he's moved out, we're not making extra runs to town. And for doctor's appointments or prescriptions or what have you, we're buying food for one less person. Let me see here. What else? The electric bill is probably going to be down because he shut down all of his electronics. And I didn't realize how much he had and how much was going and how much he was running it. It's like, I have a feeling that our electric bill is going to come down quite a bit. So there's a plus side to him being out. There's a negative side too, because he's not here to help me. I didn't put a lot of burden on him because, he wasn't as accustomed to livestock as I am. I was getting him to work with me more with the goats, and he was doing pretty good. So I'm missing him when it comes to taking care of the goats. He was getting pretty good at it. And if I need an extra pair of hands, so he was easier to work with than my husband is. My husband has limitations that he doesn't want to admit to. So that means I have to watch out for it. Yeah. But that's another thing. So anyway, So we are surviving. Now because he's moved out, things completely changed. Um, he had a bedroom downstairs, and so that is I got to completely repack the stuff that he left behind and get that cleaned out. I'm probably going to store it up in the loft in the barn. Um, and going to get that completely cleaned out and finished, or at least finished well enough anyway. I'm hoping to get some wallboards, not this stuff. I'll get something nicer for in there. And I'll see what my husband wants to do. Um, I would like to have flooring, but you know what? With the price of everything, I happen to have a can of brown paint. I was going to paint the floor upstairs with it, but guess what? It's going to go in the what we're going to call the living room area. Okay. Um, and the desk setup that my son was using, I will be moving that, and I will be using that for my office space, for keeping track of farm related stuff. Okay, which I need desperately. I really do need that. So that's what I'm going to be doing with that. And it's just, we're going to try and open that space up as much as possible. And then when I get that done, that room, then I'm going to put my husband's chair in that space, because right now he sits in the kitchen area. We both do. And I'm going to get a couch. I've already got one picked out. Actually, it's a futon. Okay, I figure I better get a futon because it's something that should be fairly comfortable. The one I was looking at looked like it'd be more comfortable than what my son had up in New Jersey. Um, and then I can have, like, had family that might have been interested in coming. I'll have a place to put them. So, it won't be quite so bad, because I didn't have any place to put company. Okay. And everybody that knows me, family and my best friend, Dizzy, she's, I'll get onto her in a minute. Anyway, yeah, if they came, then I didn't have any place to put them. Okay. They had to provide their own lodging. But now I will have a space where someone can sleep overnight here if they want to. Uh, so I'll have that. I've got it picked out. I know what I want, and that'll go in there. It's not going to be a huge space, but it'll be adequate. Okay, and that's fine. And then once that's done, then I'll move on to the kitchen, and I gotta try and get this water done. Okay, and I can't get the water done until I get the sink it hooked up. Hey, Stringfield Ridge Farm. Oh, okay. Yeah, listening is okay. Watching is not when you're driving. So, but you're not missing anything anyway. It's just my ugly hair. So, anyway, yeah. So anyway, so yeah, but then I can get that done. Now, what's going on right now is um I'm working on trying to get the garden done. Okay. Now, between the everything running extra for my son, trying to get him uh moving on the bus and all that, and then dealing with my husband's reaction to it, um and just trying to stay connected with him with his travels and whatnot. I did not get a whole lot done um the last week and a half. Trying to get stuff, but what can you do? um I've got, like I said, I'm trying to get the garden area. Now my problem is that I've got things planted. They're going to start coming up. I want to get tomato plants and pepper plants and get them planted. But what is my biggest problem? Chickens, ducks, goats, and now Chucky. Okay? And every one of them will try to devour my garden before it even has a chance to get up. So I started building a fence. Okay. I bought some wire fencing. Okay. Just some cheap welded wire. I figured I'd build a wooden frame, put it on, and we'll go with that. Okay. Well, I got 2 panels done, and then I was looking for more wood. Well, I wasn't finding the right size for what I wanted to do. I wanted to make a little, because I didn't have fence posts to put in the ground. I've got just a few fence posts, but they're earmarked for doing the fence down in the pasture. Okay. So I'm trying not to use those because I really need to get the fence done for the pasture. Okay, because Chucky's getting so big, starting to get a little bit difficult to handle. Okay. Anyway, which I kind of expected that would happen. So what am I going to do for the garden? Then, like, duh, I have a 5-mile electric fence charger that I'm not using because I upgraded to a larger one when I expanded the pasture. Well, so I'm going to put an electric fence around my cabin, and that should be fine. Now, of course, that's not going to work with the chickens and the ducks. Okay. So I ordered some heavy duty plastic chicken wire. It's not really wire, but it's plastic chicken netting. Okay. And that should be here this week. It's only a 2-foot piece, but I can run that on the inside. Okay. And I'm going to use the fiberglass stepping posts, and I'm going to run the electric fence around the cabin and dare any one of the critters to touch it. So anyway, so that's what I'm going to do, and that'll be faster than trying to build it with wood, okay, and trying to make the frames. Now, okay, I also have the garden up on the hill at the top of the driveway. That okay, I haven't got that done because I'm using the clean out from the goat barn to establish that. Okay. And needless to say, there was a delay, okay, with everything going on. So I got to get back on that hopefully this week, and get that up there. I think I still have time to get things planted up there. One of the things I wanted to plant was some sweet potatoes, and they don't get planted till June around here. So I figured that that's probably going to give me time to get everything else planted that I want planted. Okay. So I'm going to get that up there, and I'll use the welded wire fence up there. And what I can do is I have T-posts scattered about that need to be relocated. Okay. So I'm going to try and get that. I'm going to try and use the T-post, and I've got the wire hooks or whatever it is they use to fasten wire to a T-post. So I've got those. I just got it. They're around here somewhere. So they're in the barn. I'm sure they're in the barn. I just got to find them. So I'm going to put that up on the hill, use that wire fence. It's a 100-foot roll, I believe is what it is. So that should be big enough. And I should have enough to even fashion a gate that I can put up there. And so that'll take care of that area, because Chucky really likes to get up on that hill and eat the grass. And if that's all he did was just eat the grass and not bother anything else, I wouldn't have to worry about it. But I'm sure that he's going to find other things interesting to eat besides the grass. So the sweet potatoes I'm going to plant up there, and I mean I expect some of the vines to get eaten because they can be very viney. But I'm hoping I can get enough planted that I can save some of the vines for the feed to the critters. Okay. That's what I'm hoping for. And even possibly use some of the sweet potatoes. This will be the first time for me ever growing sweet potatoes. So I'm not sure how this is going to work. Okay. But I'm doing what I can with what I have to work with. Okay. Now, boy, I tell you, could I ever use a 4-wheeler or a tractor or something to help me get this goat barn cleaned out and everything moved up the hill? But you know what? I don't have it. So I just got to focus on what I've got, and that is my little gorilla wagon, which Chucky has decided is a toy, and he likes to butt it around. Yeah, I said, Chucky, you don't need to be playing with my wagon. So, so I use that, and I use my feet. So I'm going to try and get that done. I let the goats out in the morning, and I clean their place out. Now, once I get that done, I get that set up, then I can move from that to, okay, what am I going to do with those 2 panels that I built already for the garden fence that I've completely changed my mind with? thinking, like, duh, they're 8 feet long and about 4 feet high. Turn them up on end, and then I got a 4 foot by 8 foot, and however long I want to make it, frame for a woodshed, which I need to build. Now, the question is, do I have enough roofing tin um, to put a roof on it? I've got 2 8-foot pieces um, that I don't know if that's enough to put on there or not. I might need one more piece because there's an overlap, and it might be. I gotta wait. I gotta see. Okay, it might be enough, but I'm not sure. Okay, so I've got those 2 pieces. I think they're a little bit over 2 feet wide, so it might work. So I mean, they're not pretty. They're not in great shape. They're beat up a little bit because the wind's been blowing them around. But I'll gather them up, and I can use that for the roof, and then I can use pallet wood for the walls. It doesn't have to be airtight. Actually, you're better off not having it airtight. For just a woodshed, I can use a pallet or 2 for the floor. Just make sure it's sturdy enough. Don't use the ones that are rotten away. Use some of the better ones as a floor. Get it level, and I can start stacking my wood in there for our wood stove. So there's half my woodshed done, and I'm figuring, okay, well, you kind of want it to have a pitch to it. And it's like, do you want to go this way with the wood going in there? But no. Then you got water running down on you, and I've only got 2 pieces of tin. So, but they're 8 feet long. So I figure I'm going to make the one wall towards the cabin higher, a little bit higher, and with the one on the other side, the downhill side, a little bit lower. So I have a slant so that the water is running downhill away from my cabin. So that's what I figure I'm going to do. Okay, so that'll take care of the woodshed. And you know what? I don't have to have that absolutely finished right away. I got a couple of months. I can even wait till October even to get that finished. Okay. But the water, get the garden done, get the goat barn cleaned out. I still have to worry about the goat stall in the run-in. I got to get the run-in cleaned out. But I got to get the water hooked up too, so I can finish in the cap. Oh my, you know what? The more I think about it, the more I got so much to do. I don't know. How am I going to do this? I got it. I got it. Because I'm not going through another winter without running water. I'm just no way. Okay. I got to get it. Unfortunately, it does not look good for the back porch like I wanted to. So I'm not sure how that's going to work. We do have, like I said, we're having extra space in the house since my son has moved out. We'll have to see how that space works out. I'm just not sure. Like, I wanted to put a washing machine on the back porch. I want to have it closed in. I don't know. It was going to be a 10 by 18 back porch. And unless the prices take a drop, it doesn't look good for us getting it done. Not with everything else we got to have done. And the back porch is not a priority. I can make do without it. I'm not happy about it, but and that reminds me, we have an issue where my double doors that we put in, it's like it's getting crooked, and I think that we've had some settling on this building, and I need to see if I can't find somebody that can re-level us, because I'm pretty sure that's why the door is gapping the way it is. Oh, hey, Haywire Homestead. How nice of you to see to come on. Oh, so I'm pulling my hair out not literally, but don't look at my hair. My hair is terrible. It needs a haircut. Um, yeah, just trying to figure out how everything is readjusting because my son has moved out. And I'm just prioritizing has shifted because of gardening season. That's got to get done. Just popped on for a minute. Okay, I'll let you. I'll let you. But I'll tell you before you pop out, we are on. Besides everything else going on, we're on Kid Watch. Mama looks like she's going to pop. She's not showing any signs of any imminent labor at this point. I checked her real quick, her tail end, and she's not really showing anything. So, but she's getting wide, and like I said, I don't know how much wider she can go before she pops. Coco's getting wide, Little Miss is getting wide, Daisy's getting wide, and then of course Ruthie hasn't had hers yet, and she's got an udder on her now, but she's not fully bagged up. At least not that I can tell. She's another one that doesn't care much for a lot of interaction. So I've got at least 4 does. Let me see, make sure. Mama, Coco, Little Miss, Daisy, Ruthie. Okay, 5. Ooh, babies. Pray for a good kitty season. Yes, especially pray for Daisy. Oh, all the others will probably just pop them out with no problem. Daisy is the one I'm most concerned about. She's my dairy goat. She's the one who had a stillborn kid inside of her, and they had to reach way down inside to get it out. I mean, it was beyond my ability to do that. I mean, I was not ready for that kind of a thing. Thankfully, there was someone that came to my rescue with experience because the vet was not available. But I was even wondering whether or not she would even conceive, because it was such. Oh, it was a horrible experience for her last season. But now she's bred. Her udder is starting to fill out. So yeah, she is definitely bred, and I'm just praying for a successful kidding for her. I don't care if it's 1 or 2. I just want her to have a successful kidding. And it's okay that she's probably not going to kid till mid to late May, because that gives me a chance to get things set up. I still don't know if I'm going to get things done the way they need to be done, because I want to milk her. But if she has twins, then I don't have to milk her a lot. Okay, so that would be great if she had twins and they were viable, then everything was good. Okay, but really, just Daisy is the one I'm most concerned about. So anyway, yeah, so we've got, besides everything else going on, and I know my hands are making things blurry because this thing doesn't keep up with it. We got kids coming. And if they all have twins, that's 10 new kids. Well, Ruthie probably will not have twins, okay, because she's a first-time freshener, okay? So Ruthie will probably only have a single. Coco is the only first-time freshener that I've had that has had twins. I know it happens on occasion, but Ruthie's not looking like she's got a lot in her. So I think she's just having a single. But she's got a nice long body. So now it's very possible that everybody else could have twins. Little Miss, she's had 2 singles. Now she has another single. That's okay because she's not a very big goat. She's little. She's the one who lost her mother when she was only 12 weeks old. Okay, so she didn't have the growth from the milk from her mother long enough for her to get larger. She's got a stunted growth. So if she only has one, that's okay. Okay, but Mama has had twins before. Her last one was a single, but he was a big boy. And Coco has had both her kiddings so far. She's had twins, so I fully expect her to have twins. See here, Mama, Coco, Little Miss. Yeah, Mama and Coco are probably the most likely to have twins. And of course, Daisy, we don't know. Okay. When she had the stillborn, it was a single. So, but we'll see what happens. She could very easily carry 2 in her or more. I just want successful kitty, just a successful kitty for her. Oh, anyway, sorry to repeat myself. So that's what I've got going on. Now I'm hoping to get a few shots of the different things that's going on. Somewheres between now and winter, I want to get that pasture fenced in better. I want to put board fence along the driveway. That's going to be work. Yeah, I've got, besides getting the kitchen sink hooked up and getting the pump set up with the filters and all the plumbing, which I'm a little bit nervous about. I got to get a goat stall built in the run-in, which means the run-in the run-in is way overdue getting cleaned out. And I want to get that done. And the woodshed, that's got to get built. And I got to do clean out my son's area, get things packed away, clean it out, give it a good cleaning up, and just get that finished so that we've got one space. Sometimes I tell you, I'm overwhelming myself. I better stop. Plus the garden. So hopefully I can get everything else, at least the kitchen sink anyway, because that will change so much. Getting a kitchen sink up, installed, and running is going to change things so much for me. We won't have to buy paper plates and paper bowls and plasticware and foil pans. That's how I deal with it. Okay. I cook everything in a foil pan. Okay. If I can get everything in one pan, great. If it's cold, I use the oven. If it's hot, I use the grill. Okay. That's how I cook. Okay. If it requires boiling, I don't do it. Okay. If it requires a pot, I don't do it. I have a single cast iron frying pan that I've been using for, frying, but it's just a small one. Okay. So the full pans get thrown away when I'm done. I'm not washing them. Okay. It's too much. It's crazy. Okay. Try and get water and warm it up. And then it's just way too much. I don't have time to go through everything that needs to be done to wash dishes without having the kitchen sink set up. Okay. So I don't do it. Okay. Anything that needs to be cut up. Okay. I'm not using a knife. If I can't cut it with a plastic knife, it doesn't get cut. So I'm shopping things that, it's either finger food or I can cut it with a plastic fork or a plastic knife. Okay. Sometimes if I can get the meat cooked right, I can cut it with a plastic knife. Okay. That's how it's been working. Okay. And this is why I'm not butchering ducks. I'm not doing much with chickens. Instead of butchering my extra roosters, I sold my extra roosters or I gave them away. I didn't make much money on my roosters, but that's what I've been doing instead of butchering them for food for us. I got extra ducks that I'm feeding because if I have to have running water to be able to process them. So having that kitchen sink, having the water hooked up will be a game changer. Okay. Thankfully, I don't need to worry about that with Chucky because he's going to the butcher. So at least I don't have to worry about him. So that's how my life has been going. Okay. And when you're the only one that's really doing it, my husband helps a little, very little. Okay. He doesn't have the stamina. He doesn't have the skill. Okay. To do things that don't require a lot of stamina, but require skill. He doesn't have it. Okay. So my son was able to help out some. Okay. Once his shingles got to the point where he was able to function. But now he's gone. Okay. He's got his own life to live. So I am the one doing all this. Okay. And sometimes I do get overwhelmed when I stop to think about everything I need to do. I need to stop doing that and just focus on what is at hand, what needs to be done now. Right now, it's the garden fence. I have to go back to town tomorrow. I hate having to make an extra trip, but the feed store gave me the wrong feed. So I have to take it back, get the right feed. And since I have to be in town anyway, I'm going to be picking up some more fiberglass step-in posts. And that's what I'm going to use to fence in my garden. I've got plenty of electric fence wiring. Okay, that I don't have any shortage of. So that's what I'm going to use. Okay, I just need the post. That's it. And then I've got, I have the plastic chicken netting coming. It should be here on Thursday. I was going to get it in town at Tractor Supply, but every place, Lowe's and Tractor Supply, you have to order it. And it was 10 days. I was like, are you kidding me? So finally I broke down. I checked on Amazon. Yeah, they had it, the right size, and I can get it here by Thursday. So that's what I'm doing. Hey, Christy. Better late than never. That's right. That's what I'm always saying. Oh, well, you know, you missed all the explanations. Prayers for that running water. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I gotta, like I said, at least the woodshed does not have to be done right away. I got those 2 frames built. I'll put them aside. When I get everything else caught up, I can put that together. It's not complicated. Hey, Christy, I'm trying. Hey, yeah, that's right. What are you doing texting while you're driving? This is the same thing as texting. I'll go back and watch. Okay. And if you watch Dizzy's Doings, she's my best friend. I'm sure she's probably going to be doing an update video this evening. She is she needs prayers. She's got a rough go ahead of her. She's got a lot of things she has to deal with. Hopefully she's planning on moving down here within the year. Okay. This time next year, she's hoping to be here. But yeah, she has issues she has to deal with. If you watch her updates, she will mention what happened this week, and but she needs prayers, okay, and more support. Oh, everybody's saying hi, okay. So I've been concerned with her too this week, but I think she's getting it together, and hopefully, I just wish I could have been there for her, but I couldn't. She understands. She understands. So between my son leaving and her problem, it's tough being a caregiver. Yeah, it is. But she's hopefully things will start to look up for her real soon. Anyway, yeah. So anyway, I am using the I got this roll of the garden fabric. I'm going to be putting, because I'm using the goat bedding straight from the goat barn, okay, and putting that up there. I am going to use that because that helps the everything underneath to kind of like stay in one place, kind of, and protects some stuff, because I'm going to be putting some plants, some potatoes in there, squash, and all kinds of vining stuff. So I'm going to use the fabric for this year. We'll see what happens. Try to prioritize, maybe sink, then garden, then goat shelter. Now I have to get the garden done first, because that is, if I work on the sink first, I won't get the garden done. Okay. I have to get the garden done. because I only got a window of time before I can get it planted. Okay, then there's no point in getting it planted. So that's why I've been pushing for that, getting that done. If the weather cooperates, I'll have that. Feel like I have something at least accomplished. Okay, and get the fence up. The fence will be up this week. Okay. Um, text at stoplights. Okay, I'm here now to see mom. Okay, good. Tell your mom I said hi. Give her a big hug. That's important. Okay. Sometimes I feel like life is just tossing me in the air. Pieces land where they will. Yeah, yeah. And it seems like every time I think I've got my order of operation figured out and what I got to do next, something comes up, throws me for a loop, and I have to readjust. Okay. Um, and that seems like how it's been going. It's just okay. Um, time to what's the old GPS say? Recalculating. It's like, yeah. So, yeah. Okay. See you later. Um, now Mercy's looking at me like I'm weird because I'm laughing at myself. Yeah. Hello, Mercy. So anyway, yeah. So the priority is still number one, the garden, because once that's done, then I can breathe a little bit easier and relax and go on to the next thing. And you say, no, Mercy, no, no. That lovely dresser that I bought and put together a couple years ago with the fabric drawers, the cats have totally torn it apart. So I have to build new drawers that the cats aren't going to destroy. I'm like, okay, now, Lord, I will trust you. Yeah, yeah. You have to, you know. So it's like, okay, obviously, the direction I thought I was going in, obviously, I'm not. So the only thing so far that stayed consistent is the garden, and the goat barn is part of the garden. So I'm focusing on the part of the garden in front of my cabin, which I have to get the fence on, and that will be done this week because the stuff, like I said, I'm getting the fence post tomorrow, and I'm only getting them tomorrow because I have to go to town anyway. Okay, because I got to get the right kind of feed. I don't know what happened. I know what I said, and I said exactly what I always get. And the guy, I didn't even think about it when he said how much it was. I handed him the card. I thought he said 30 some dollars. And when I looked at the receipt yesterday, it's like, because I realized that it was the wrong feed, it was 20 something. I said, okay. So they did not charge me for the right feed even, because I didn't even really hear it. I thought he said 30 something, but he didn't. He said 20 something. So, I got to go back and get that fixed. It's not even something I can substitute for what I had because it's completely different, and it's just not going to serve the purpose. The one feed is what I get for honey. It's a 10% fat. The other is a supplement that I give to, not 10% fat, excuse me. It's a 10% protein, and that's for honey. Okay. That's all she needs. She doesn't need more than that. And the other is a supplement that's got a 28% protein, and it's got a lot extra minerals and stuff that the goats need. And then I also give to Chucky because it has that little extra protein in it. So that gets combined with the alfalfa pellets and a little bit of honey's feed. And I use honey's feed because it's mostly oats, and the oats help to offer a balance to the high calcium level in the alfalfa. That's how I understand it anyway. So they do not get the corn. There's a very small amount of corn in honey's feed. And that's fine. A little bit, that's okay. It's not gonna hurt nothing. For such large animals, horses can get sick fast on the wrong diet. Exactly. And honey gets very little feed, very little grain. Okay. She's an easy keeper, which is wonderful. So long as I have hay for her and she's got grass right now, I give her just a very little bit of grain. Um, if she gets out, like she's gotten out a couple times just recently, and I've had to get her back in, I just put a little bit of feed in her bucket, and she comes a running, okay, and I take that off of what she would get at night, okay, because all I need is just a little tiny bit, and she's like, "Oh, my love." She's so funny. She is. Oh, but she is so predictable. That's a wonderful thing about Honey. She is very predictable. I know her so well, she loves her food, and the only thing that's going to trump hay would be fresh green grass. Okay? Um, but I think I told this story before. Um, I don't have horses, but sat up on the phone with a friend all night when she had a horse with colic. Oh, yes. Oh, that's rough. Oh, that's hard. I'll tell you this story about Honey. Okay. Up in New Jersey. Um, she was in a small paddock with another horse. Okay. The two of them were in this section. And she got out and the other horse followed her. Okay. And a friend of mine was going to feed that particular morning. Okay, because I don't remember now why I wasn't, but she was going to do it that particular morning. And okay, that's fine. And so she calls me all in a panic. Honey's up the street, and she won't come to me. And it's like, I said, okay, she can see you. Okay, this is what you do. Open the side gate. Okay. Get a flake of hay. Hold it up over your head and call her good and loud. Say, Honey. And she thought I was nuts. I say, this is not going to work. This is not going to work. With any other horse, it would not have worked. Okay. But I knew Honey. I know Honey. Okay. So she held it up and she called. She did what I asked anyway. Okay. So she held this flake of hay up and she called and she says, this is what she told me afterwards. She said, she saw Honey whip her head up and stare, and she came barreling towards her, and the other horse that was with her all of a sudden noticed that Honey was running, so he followed her, and it's like, and she would just walk right in the pasture, and through they came through the gate. She put the hay on the ground, and she went and closed the gate. Honey's caught. So she was like, she couldn't believe it. But yep, that's Honey. That's Honey. I know her very well. She is so easy. Um, but she also will, if she thinks there's food involved, okay, she will come when she's called. Okay. If she thinks you're going to make her work, like put a saddle on her, oh dear, I hear a goat outside calling for its kid. I'm sure it's around somewheres. Anyways, I'm going to cut this off early because I mean it's almost an hour anyway, so I can go and help her find her kid. I'm sure she's around. She's been pretty good about sticking close to mom. So I will talk to y'all later. Remember Dizzy. She's got a rough time. Remember Daisy, says she has a good kidding. And just remember me that I keep my sanity. Okay. All right. I will talk to you later. Bye, everybody. No, that one.